What do I have for quests, actually? 2 games of Siege, 1 game of Flank, 25... Okay. Well, that's actually worked out. Don't ask why I'm wearing the sunglasses indoors. Just go with it. So, for today's video, we are going to be covering Lex. Lex is one of those peculiar flanks that is both strong and shit at the same time. There is no middle ground on him. He is both strong and shit at the same time with him. So, something to mention with Lex is that Lex's ult is at all times pure and utter dog shit. It's garbage right now. That being said, all of his legendary cards are viable, and he's a strong champion because of them. Heroism can give him amazing amounts of sustain as long as you know when to time your slides to avoid certain abilities. Discovery lets him increase his overall DPS in a rapid-fire way by allowing him to individually 1v1 the enemy team, while Death Hastens just lets him bully other characters. Makes his damage per second on par with that of people like Makoa and Anara, and it makes it so that he can just burn through squishy characters pretty well. We're not really going to be covering a lot about him, mostly because his playstyles can vary differently. This is where the loadouts come in. And we're not really going to talk about some of the other loadout cards. I'm going to mention all the loadout cards, obviously, but this is just an important thing to note, is that his loadout cards, you're generally running the same few types of cards. So, I have a slide build that's built around sustain slide, so juke boots for extra health. I have extra distance on the combat slide. This is meant for heroism, so that the longer I slide, the longer I get the CC immunity and the damage reduction. A little bit of life rip, and a little bit of, kill to heal, basically, when I kill my target. And then, just a little bit of cooldown reduction on the slide. I find that card is a decent filler. The other heroism build is a speed boost build. So, max out the health a little bit more again. You get... Warrants Out is one of his strongest cards. You get the 50% movement speed for 2 seconds when your combat slide ends. So you have the combat slide, and it has a 3-second cooldown on it, and the way it works is that you get, for 2 seconds afterwards, you have 50% movement speed. So, you can basically stack this very well and get a ton of mobility off of it. Commencement, just to increase the distance of the slide. And then again, some more filler for health, because he doesn't really have a lot of health. So we have 2 builds for Discovery, which are focusing the 1v1 target locked, which is more of a sustained build. So I get 50% life rip against that one target, and then I get basically 50% of my health back when I kill them, plus extra health, plus some extra distance on the slide, and then I increase the range where I can see them slightly. And then unauthorized use, which is basically a reveal. So this is a bit of an odd one. This is max out the range where the target becomes visible. Less health, less life rip, less health, but I have some warrants out in there for a little bit of mobility to close the distance. And then I have a build for Death Hastens, which is skill button. So this build is reload speed, cooldown on pursuit, and then extra health with some life rip and some filler in there. So explain why. This is actually the only card I actually changed on this was well oiled. I didn't used to run that at all on Lex, but I kept this from when my old Death Hastens build to the new one. So let's talk about his cards a little bit. So, what cards here do I absolutely not recommend at all? First off is Conditioned. Conditioned, he just doesn't benefit from. So this can increase your movement speed up to 15%. I do not recommend this card. You are much better with going for something like Warrants Out for the movement speed. That 15% movement speed is not going to do anything for you. Another card I can't recommend is Restock. Basically, eliminations generate ammo for you, but this does have a 5-second internal cooldown on it. Now, this is good in a Death Hastens build, but to be clear, it's not that great. If you have this as a filler card, it's a filler card that you only get the value of every 5 seconds. And on Lex, there are just better cards than that. Lex is not a character with high cooldowns other than his pursuit. Lex is a character that benefits from short, quick, getting one kill. Get one kill, move on to the next fight, get another kill, move on to the next fight. So restock is not good. And if you put it at 5, now you're wasting 5 points on them. That's not a strong card. Another card, again, activating combat slide regens ammo. This is not a strong card because of that same 5-second internal cooldown. Another card I cannot recommend is the hardiness. This is damage reduction while in pursuit, up to 25%. This is not that strong. Your pursuit only lasts a second and a half, and primarily you are better off running Fortitude or Assail instead. You can run Assail with Death Hastens and use it as a free reload at level 3, or you can use it at level 5 and have almost a free refill on your base kit. Not to mention you can even use that as a filler card and get a decent amount of ammo regen. I just personally am not a fan of ammo regen on him. Fortitude is alright, up to 125 health every time you hit a shot in pursuit, and you're guaranteed to hit every shot. I would say the downside to this is you're getting a heal every 10 to 15 seconds, depending on the cooldown of your pursuit. I wouldn't really recommend putting a lot of points into it, but it's weak with that 4 points into it. Compel is solid. You want that at level 5 though, because it takes the cooldown from 10 seconds to from 15 to 10 seconds. It's a solid card, but you need to have a build centered around it. You can't just like put Compel in as a filler, because he has such better filler cards. Looking on, the other 2 cards I didn't mention here are Juke Boots, which are always strong on him, where Lex is one of the tankier flank characters. Adding the extra health, making it so he can survive a Gen Assault, is really strong. Well-oiled, this is another card, it's only good at tier 4, but it really benefits Lex on Death Hastens, and that's why I run it, because because you're running out of ammo so quickly, it lets you just reload and get your ammo back. You want to buy Deft Hands if you're running Death Hastens, in my opinion. I don't think that you really benefit too much from the ammo regen, unless you're running Assail, because I generally use my Pursuit to get that last kill to avoid reloading. So that's a good filler card. I might put that in actually. I might put that in my Death Hastens build. Yes, I can rework that a little bit. I'll put that in. And I can put that in. No, I don't want to put that in though. That's shit. Fuck, let's put that in. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so anyways. So this is for the other slide cards. Wicked Don't Rest is a decent card. You can put it at any level and you won't really have a problem with it. The benefit you get from it is not really that extreme. If you have it at level 5, it's fucking insane, because every time you hit an enemy, including Pursuit, you will reduce the cooldown of your slide. But where your slide already has 3-second cooldown on it, you don't really need to focus on reducing that too much. Especially because you have Warrants Out, which is just absolutely fantastic, and then Commencement. A lot of people don't like Commencement. I do. I think it's really strong on a Heroism build, because it just increases how far you can slide, how you can roll with that. All of his Retribution cards are good, but depends on if you're going for a Discovery build. If you're going for a Discovery build, Inescapable and Keen Sight are good. If you're not going for a Discovery build, then they're kind of shit. I don't run Inescapable. Bonus movement speed when within 60 units of your target. I prefer Warrants Out for my speed boost, because it's a stronger speed boost than Inescapable is. Also, because your Retribution target can change so quickly, you can just be in the middle of a firefight and lose that speed boost. I'm not particularly fond of it, but it is valuable. Justice Served and the Hunted are always strong. They let you 1v1 a specific target, and just basically, like, you can cut out Caught 3 if you're fighting them. The 50% life rip, plus if you can stack life rip on top of that, and Kill to Heal on top of Justice Served, which can regen up to 75% of your max health. Always so strong. And then Keen Sight is a solid one if you're on Retribution. I pretty much only run the unauthorized use with the Keen Sight maxed out. I only run that if I'm going up against people that go invisible a lot. So if I'm running up against a Sky Saris, if I'm running up against Strict Shaolin, if I'm running up against, you know, any number of invisible characters, I will run that build more often. So we're just going to jump into a game. I didn't feel the need to make a build for that. What's important to know with Lex, and one of the things that's really solid with him, is the fact that you get additional credits from killing your Retribution target, or if your Retribution target just dies. So he gets credits a lot faster. So this does help you if you are playing Lex properly, and you're shredding everybody. you're going to get all of your items at tier 3 faster than the enemy team is. And if you have a Lex on your team, you're really able to win the credit battle because you can buy Caught 1 early, and you'll have Caught 2. Sometimes before you cap the first point, you can have Caught 2. I think the thing to note with Lex that makes him different than most of the other flanks, I would say other than Moji, is you have no mobility in terms of getting out of a certain situation. People say that about, well, you know, Talus doesn't have mobility. Lex cannot get back onto the map. Period. If he gets knocked off, he's fucked. If a Genos Void grips him, he's fucked. He does not, he only has ground-based mobility. He has to be on the ground in order to get his mobility, and that really makes him suffer in the long run. So, this is actually a really solid map for Lex. I have a Genos that has a habit of throwing. This is not good. Kind of sucks donkey doo-doo right now. Put the Sacred Wolf on. I really go with the default Lex most of the time. I don't really like the other Lex skins. I go with the Eroded Oath gun. I like that gun until I get my golden one. What the enemy team comp goes with will determine what I run here. I could go for tank Lex. I could be a real a meme build here and go for tank Lex. That would be funny. That's what I'm leaning towards if we don't get a front line. Or an IO. Okay, we got Ash. I don't know how to... A Narja. Okay. So, I'm thinking... maybe Death Hastens here. Because I can just shred them if I can hit my shots. Especially that Anara. I might need to shoot through Mother's... More than likely she's going Mother's Grace, but she could hurt me pretty heavily if she goes with the other one. I need Caught just so the Anara can't out-heal me. Caught, Illuminate, Deft Hands.
Malevolence is like a
the last one I can fill her on. I will go with Death Hastens to start. Let's see what she goes. If she goes Mother's Grace, she's going Mother's Grace. So I'm going to pick up Illuminate 1, I'll pick up Deft Hands 1. Yeah, the reload speed on it is insane, and there's kind of a reason why you need it, because... So watch, so you're gonna be fire, 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 fire. You need that reload speed so you can get back into the fight. Burn monster binary. Okay, so we have binary, we don't have luminary. And they have binary. Wow. Real subject fight. So, we have a binary star Genos fight. I like the... Ow. That's what I'm talking about. Oh wow. Ah. Pick up the Caught and then I will get kill to heal. Lex, I kind of need to avoid this side. Oh, wow. I need to up my kill to heal. But you see already, we're 8 and 2. You just dive right in and you can just shred them. The build helps having the extra reload speed. I can pick up Deft Hands 2 and I'm good. I did solo ult her, but that's because of how hard her ult is to hit. God! Pick to get the kill to heal too, because I think I need the kill to heal more than anything, because the Genos really isn't healing. So I don't like my discovery target being on an aura. That's a problem for me. Sky, that's a much better discovery target. I can shred her easier. I was not expecting that, Bob! That! I was not expecting that! 15 and 4. Yeah, you can just start diving. You look, we're already halfway there. But I can just dive in and just fucking shred them. That's Hastings for you, though. Really? Really? Or Ash a bot? Or is she just stupid? What the fuck? I feel bad for our Tyra. I think we have a stupid Ash. I need that full heal.
Step into the light.
Oh, she's dead. Fuck you. Pick up Illuminate 2. I got Deft Hands too. I'm capped on Deft Hands. And I work on Caught now. I really don't need the Illuminate up that much higher. Wow. Fuck is stealing all of my kills.
You are not welcome here.
Yeah, she's the last kill. I think the Jenna stole that kill from me, but that's just how easy it is to shred with him on the build. The reload speed really helps because it just lets me keep going and going and going. I'm surprised Tyra got it actually. Yeah, the whole sunglasses thing is probably really weird because it's like the room is already dark and I have sunglasses on and I'm playing this game. She died to that, didn't she? I'm not gonna have the most kills on the team more than likely, but I am gonna have a lot of damage. I don't know if I'll have the most damage on our team. I usually do. When I'm playing Discovery Lex, I usually end up with the most damage on our team, which is surprising. Like, unless I have, like, a siege game, and it's a dedicated, like, there's a tank, and we have, like, someone like a Tyra Victor Vivian, 44k damage. Okay, the Tyra beat me in damage. And the Bomb King beat me in kills. Yeah, I was diving a lot. I'm surprised I had the most deaths on our team. Yeah, but you can see he's really effective in that sort of just dive in and deal damage type role. But, there you go. Thanks for watching. Bye.